What is going on? It's Alex coming back at you with another video, and today we are going to be breaking down Daniel Jeremiah's brand new mock draft 3.0. If you are new, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. You guys know how to use YouTube. Below my face is my board. It is not predictive. These are the players I love in the order that I love them. I have clips over on X to be able to back those up. Feel free to go check that out. But also, today's my birthday, so I wanted to be able to, possibly take the day off. But when I see DJ dropping a mock, gotta be able to hit pause and be able to, give you guys some good content. You guys have been giving me all this amazing love and support, and so I want to give that back to you guys. Thank you again for all the wishes and stuff. We're going to be going on to 20K, and I'm so excited for that in the year 2025. Big stretch goal. This is the Kobe year 24, and so we could end up maybe getting to 24K. That's the big stretch goal. You never know. Hockey stick growth curves happen, but regardless, thank you guys again. If you do want to support the show, the easiest way to do it is to use code HAILMARY when you sign up for UnderDog Fantasy. You get up to $1,000 in bonus credits. I end up getting $60 in return. Full transparency, but it's an app that I use with or without y'all's support. It's a good brand. So, starting out with the number one overall pick, the Titans go Cam Ward. Almost feels solidified at this point, especially with their moves, especially with the Zeitler one-year signing. It just feels like they're trying to create the foundation for whatever quarterback they were going to use. And so Cam Ward, he is by far the quarterback one for me in the class. That's going to be the way that it's going to be the way. This is the way. But Cam Ward, we'll see if Brian Callahan can adapt his system to Cam Ward's play style, but I do think that the ceiling is sky high. The Browns then go Abdul Carter at number 2. Again, money talks, and I usually like to think that one-year deals are almost a reflection of what you want to draft, but are afraid that you might not be able to get the value you want. When you bring in Joe Tryon-Shoyinka, I don't think that obviously stops you from drafting Abdul Carter, and it won't. But I do believe that the Browns are in a situation where they're maybe trying to prioritize a new style of edge rusher there with the speed option, and Abdul Carter fits that to a T. Then we have at number 3, the New York Giants going Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur slips past 3. He's falling pretty damn far, so I'm going to be very intrigued to see. I think that the likely option would be Travis Hunter in this situation because I just know Joe Shane's not a fan of knowing he's reaching, but at the same time, Joe Shane's also a fan of his job, so maybe he's going to think that Shedeur is his chance to glory. At number 4, this is going to be the easy selection if the Giants go after Shedeur here. The Patriots go after Travis Hunter, who he literally could play wide receiver for him. I think that would be his early role, but corner as well. Obviously, that is where I think that he is the best. At number 5, we got the Jaguars going Jalen Walker at number 5. So Jalen Walker is getting a lot of love from a lot of the top names, so it looks like the NFL is a huge fan of Jalen Walker. He's been consistently top 20, top 10 on my board since the beginning. Guys have moved up and down. Of course, guys have gotten hurt, so they haven't had the chance to move down either. But Jalen Walker has remained pretty damn steadfast there, and I think he's best as a linebacker. Not a huge fan of him as an edge rusher, so I would not be the biggest fan of this pick personally, but, it happens. At number 6, we have the Vegas Raiders going Ashton Jeanty. I feel like he is a lock in the top. He's a lock in the top 10 now, but there's just, it almost feels like a lock top 6. Like if he doesn't go here, literally Patriots.com, like the Patriots X page talked about a mock draft where they ended up going with Ashton Jeanty at 4. Just hate to say it, they're willing to post that, but Ashton Jeanty goes at number 6 to be the Marshawn Lynch for Pete Carroll. The Jets going Armand Membu is one of my favorite fits in the draft. It matches the trajectory, growth curve, and either you're going to fail or succeed at both spots. But same thing with Olu Fashanu. Athletic, aggressive, high ceiling, has some technical stuff to be able to work on. But it's right away a great fit. At number 8, we got the Panthers going Mason Graham. I really like it because they were supposed to get Milton Williams, which they're probably willing to pay like 20 mil, 23 mil maybe for, but, obviously the Patriots came in and swooped that up. Mason Graham would be a great pick there for the Panthers. I'd be surprised to see him not go earlier, but there's a good chance if the Jets are going to prioritize line over D-line, or O-line versus D-line, this is very possible. You got the Saints going Jihad Campbell here at number 9. That would be interesting. I don't agree with it, but I mean, you guys know how much I love Jihad, especially as an edge rusher. That, that is interesting. That, I don't know. That's an interesting, interesting idea, to say the least. But, obviously I wouldn't take him over the other options available, including Tyler Warren. Even with the tight end that you have, I do think that you re-signed Juwan Johnson thinking that you won't have a shot at Warren. But yeah, let me know, Saints fans. I know I got a lot of you vocal ones in the chat, so I love you guys for that. Let me know what you would think if you guys drafted Jihad Campbell, because that would be an edge, also a linebacker. Be intriguing to see how that would end up playing out. At number 10, the Bears go their left tackle and Will Campbell. Intriguing. I mean, it just depends. That's you're gonna be giving up on Braxton Jones. Maybe that's what DJ is hearing, that maybe the Bears are looking to upgrade at left tackle. I don't think Will Campbell is set upgrade, but he's been a very solid player for a very long tenured time. I have my doubts on him, but that's okay. Upgrading the offensive line is never a bad decision. The Niners then go Jahdae Barron at number 11. Intriguing because I do think he profiles better as purely a zone corner and most likely into the nickel, which I don't think the Niners are going to be looking primarily for a nickel, but it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to say the least. I'm not a huge fan of this fit personally, but with the Niners, I just think that there's a multitude of routes they can go and be happy. So there's always that chance there where maybe they see the highest IQ corner that's left on the board, according to most people, being available and saying, hey, that's kind of what we're going to value. Because honestly, one of the best things that, in my opinion, about Renardo Green was his IQ as well. Cowboys then go Matt Golden at 12. It's a very realistic move that I could see happening. Matt Golden, I could see going even higher than this, but Amarian Hampton as well, great fit, but Matt Golden, as he's in Texas, he's been in Texas, kind of makes sense to keep him in Texas. At 13, the Dolphins go after Malachi Starks, safest safety prospect. There we go, in the class. When you have Nicky Manwari, which you guys see exactly what I think about Nicky Manwari, he's not a great run defender, which is weird because he's a great open field tackler. His pursuit angles need a lot of work, and I'm obviously going to be doing a safety video that'll be breaking it down, but just for you guys right now, because it's my little gift to you, for him, his ability to process routes that are developing behind him, being able to cover multiple spots, having the obvious athleticism that, he ended up having an 18 or a 19 out of 20 for me at the start of the year for athleticism. So it's not affected by the combine at all, which, it boosted at one point, but worst case scenario, he would have ended up being number 11 instead of number 9 if I didn't shift that, right? But regardless, his athleticism combined with how improved he was as a zone defender really make me believe that he is the best safety in the class. If you have a safety that has run defense capabilities on your squad, you do not want Nicky Manwari as your number 1 run defense safety, but Malachi Starks at the same time, he actually got the exact same grade, and he's sitting there at 23 on my board. So, I really like Malachi Starks. He's a good player. I'm at the consensus with him, and it's a good fit for the Dolphins. At number 14, the Colts somehow get a gift on my birthday and get Tyler Warren. I can guarantee you someone already spoiled the Steelers pick. It is not a gift, but this is a gift to you guys, and Tyler Warren would be the best possible scenario for the Colts. The Falcons then go Will Johnson. I think that's an incredible move. As long as you're willing to take the injury concerns, you might be getting the best player in the draft. Cardinals then go Gray Zabel at 16. I love Gray Zabel. I think he's fantastic. I know someone ended up swiping up and ended up saying that, I went to North Dakota State, none of our players do well in anything. I think Gray Zabel is a little bit different than that. He's fantastic, but for the Cardinals, I think there's a chance that they end up going after Gray, but I don't know. I don't think that the Cardinals are an early interior offensive line team. Then at number 17, the Bengals go Mike Green, especially if they end up getting rid of Trey Hendrickson, but apparently they're trying to get that extension. They still need another edge rusher, and if you're willing to accept what's happened, which, again, there's nothing that's concrete that's indicting against Mike Green, but there are some allegations and stuff out there, then you'll be fine. I'm praying to God that's the case, and it looks like it is the case. So it looks like we're in the clear, but there's still always the risk of that happening. But Mike Green, still a fantastic player. Him going at 17 to the Bengals would be really intriguing to see him kind of in that RJ open role for Al Golden. At number 18, the Seahawks go Colston Loveland. I mean, it's a team that definitely could be looking for a new direction, especially in the tight end room. They have like a multitude of receiving weapons. I don't know if the Seahawks should be trying to value a tight end that's more receiving based. For me, I've always thought that the Seahawks should be looking at guys like Terrence Ferguson who have that balance of blocking to them. But, if they do go Colston Loveland, I'm going to be far from someone who's against it. I would just say maybe I might be in favor of some other moves. At 19, the Buccaneers go Donovan Ezeraku. I'm starting to come to the consensus that this is going to be the pick if it's not Jahad Campbell. Like, if Jahad Campbell's here, I think that's him. And if it's not, I think it's Donovan Ezeraku. I think Ezeraku's, like, the floor is just worth it. And I'm trying to find a way to recalibrate to be able to adjust for that. But Donovan Ezeraku, he's a player that I don't see failing. And that's a very, very big asset for teams that are very desperate to fill positions of need. Broncos then go Amarian Hampton, which I really wish they would have went another route just so I could have ended up getting him to the Steelers, but that's okay. It's a-okay. Broncos going after Amarian Hampton is a very solid move. You guys see exactly what I think of Amarian Hampton, hence why I have my board. But Amarian Hampton is just a super stud to me. And you can check back on my preseason running backs video. He was my RB16. I have not been a super fan of Marion for a very, very, very long time. Like, this is genuine newfound appreciation for how damn good Amarian Hampton could be. Steelers go Jackson Dart at 21. Again, not really the birthday gift I was hoping for from DJ, but we'll be having a quarterbacks video coming out this week, and you will see exactly what I think. But safe to say, Jackson Dart is not in my top 3. He's also not in my top 5. So it is what it is. I continue watching games of him. He moved up, but I tried my best, and I'm like, I think he's the most overrated prospect in the class. That's where I'll keep it there. At number 22, we got the Chargers going Tetairoa McMillan. After running 4.55, which is like kind of what was expected, like what was worried, it's like, oh, is this guy going to run a 4.6? I don't think he's going to be escaping the top 15, but I mean, so right here it says, I won't be shocked if McMillan goes in the top 8 picks or if he slides to the selection of round 1. There's a wide range of potential for landing spots for him, but the team that drafts him is going to be getting a receiver with incredible size, body control, and ball skills. Could not agree more. Tetairoa, especially at that 40 time, because I know he's just a slow accelerator. I think the 10-yard split would be pretty bad. Like, he's just not a good accelerator. So that means he got to a good top speed if he still got a 4.55. If he actually was able to get off the line a little bit better, I think he could probably get into the 4.4s. But that's where that's at. Packers go Max Hairston here. I mean, Jair Alexander could still separate from Green Bay, and they do need a corner. March 25th, 2021, check out the University of Kentucky crime log. That kind of describes everything about my question for Max Hairston right now, and then the injury as well. At number 24, we got the Vikings going Nick Eamon-Wari, 6'3" and a fucking beast, baby. What a monster. I mean, I love this guy. He literally is great. He's like, his position is demigod on my roster, just because people are not commonly built like this. You could talk about, Obi Melifonwu, but I mean, I think Nick Eamon-Wari maybe adjusted for inflation, but there's been a lot of inflation. And so I think Nick Eamon-Wari is going to be a very, very good player. This would be a dream pick for the Vikings. Texans go Kelvin Banks, another dream pick for the Vikings. For the Texans, you guys end up getting yourself your bookend left tackle. The worst case scenario, if you have some arrogance in the overall coaching staff, you can end up putting him at guard until he proves you guys wrong. But good player. I trust a lot of people to scout tackles as much as myself, even though I feel pretty confident. I have my doubts on Kelvin Banks, but a couple people are just over the moon. So I'm right in between now based on, the discrepancy between the two. Trey Amos goes at 26 to the Rams. I think that's a great fit. Trey Amos deserves to be a fourth. I ended up reading this while I was talking. He deserves to be a late first-round player, but, big, physical, always at the catch point. And the fact is, 4.43 is incredible for him. So continuing on, we got Derek Harmon to the Baltimore Ravens. I don't know if defensive interior is the route that I'd necessarily go. I like the idea of getting somebody to be kind of Calais Campbell-esque. Derek Harmon wasn't all that for me, but he is a good measurable kid. He is young. He's someone who I've been supporting since Michigan State. And so it's good to see him have that success. It just sucks for now for me to be like, yeah, I have him kind of like as a mid-day 2 guy. At number 28, you got the Lions going Michael Williams. Be surprised to see him slip this far. And also, I think Shamar Stewart hasn't even gone. But Michael Williams is just incredible. It's surprising to see him slip this far. But if the Lions can do it, they better do it. Commanders go Azareye'h Thomas. I love Azareye'h Thomas. He was my corner 4 coming into the year when he started 1 game. So it's good to see him be able to live up to that potential. Really nice guy as well. Got to meet him in Mobile. The Commanders do need a big physical boundary corner, and Azareye'h could definitely be that. The Bills then end up going Kenneth Grant at number 30. I mean, especially with Larry Ogunjobi getting his 6-game suspension, and Michael Hoyt for that matter. Kenneth Grant is just the person that you do not want to give to the Chiefs or the Eagles. And it's at that point where it's like, can we develop him? I think you guys could. And so, I mean, maybe you guys don't have the track record, but I think that the Bills could end up making Kenneth Grant work, and it ends up being more positive that other teams can't develop him. So I think that's where you can end up resting your cap. At number 31, you got the Chiefs going Josh Simmons. They need left tackle like they need air. It is bad. Like, it is bad. But so it's like, I mean, I think this is being a little nice. I'm not so sure Simmons won't ultimately be the better option at left tackle than Jalen Moore. I think everybody on planet Earth knows that. But yeah, Jalen Moore, I don't get that. That was a big, that was a whiff in my opinion. But Josh Simmons, great pickup there because of how much of a desperation you guys are. And at 32, we got the Eagles going Shamar Stewart. I was like, where is this guy going to go? He's just super duper raw, very low production. I think that NFL coaches, like DCs, are going to be like, I can make him work. But I think head coaches are like, man, I mean, this is a 1st round pick. If you're in the top part of the draft, like, how long of a leash do you have? If you have a really long leash, like maybe you can develop him. You look at the Bears and, Dennis Allen could end up being like, yeah, this is my guy. But, you also run to the fact that the coach is offensive and it's his 1st pick. There's a lot of things that go into it. Shamar Stewart could eventually fall to number 32. And if the Eagles end up taking him, you can kick him to the inside and on even fronts with nickel packages. You can use him as an edge. So I don't mind it as much as maybe I think that you would expect for me to mind it. But Shamar Stewart's a great player. He just still putting it all together. I think he actually took a much bigger step than he gets a lot of credit for in the offseason. I thought he did a lot better at the Senior Bowl than he did in game. So there's that. And that's a very big positive. And so are you. Thank you so much for watching. Love you. See you on the far side.